Hello there everyone, and welcome to 2023 and welcome to my first video of 2023. And guys, in today's video I have some very important news for you. A lot of important news. It's a new year and a lot of very important new stuff is coming out, and this is something you cannot afford to miss. And at the end of the video, we're gonna first take a look at all the news that you cannot afford to miss, and then at the end of the video we're going to take a look at my precise price model for Bitcoin in a short-term perspective as well as a long-term perspective, which is all supported by the narrative which I'm going to show you in the news currently, which is very interesting, and you have to understand this, otherwise you're going to literally lose this chance that is there about to present itself in the markets. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into this. And the first thing I really wanted to mention, this is some small stuff I want to start with, but this is incredibly important. China's digital yuan sees little use, and the former central bank official has actually admitted to this. So they're currently seeing on their CBDCs the usage is incredibly low and it's highly inactive. And this is again another proof that people are not going to be buying into CBDCs. They might come along, they might play a role, but they're not going to replace crypto because people are simply not going to buy something that is, governed by the government and owned by the government and central banks. We had enough of the fiat system. So this is something you should really stop worrying about. And China has again proven, just like in Nigeria, which I told you about, I think, in one of my previous videos. So this is just CBDCs are not a threat at all. So let's move on to the next one, and that is this. So US lawmakers are under huge pressure following the FTX collapse, and there is so much that is happening right now in the White House, also in the Senate, in Congress, in the United States, and they literally are under absolutely incredible pressure. And this leads me into this article right here, which is incredibly important, guys and girls. And before we break it apart and see exactly what it is, remember that if you want to, because we've prepared a lot of huge, amazing trades for you guys this year. Last year we've done really well in our Discord channel, and this year there are so many trades coming up. So if you're not part of our free Discord channel where you can see all of my personal trades and the trades of my team, then go down into the description of this video right now and join our free Discord channel. And that's where we post all of our trades with mega detailed explanations, so you can actually learn how it all works, and actually you can see our trades as well. And the thing is that it's absolutely free. There is a very simple instruction on how to join this VIP signals section that you need to join in order to see our trades. And the trade results of our members are absolutely astonishing. Not every trade is a profit, obviously, but overall we've done much better. In 2022 we've done a huge profit overall in comparison to any hedge fund out there, quite frankly. So this is awesome. If you're not part of this best trading community, I don't know what you're doing in the world of crypto right now. Okay, so let's move back to this article right here. And this guy is saying that the crypto winter won't end until 2023. So, and again, we just saw that the US lawmakers are under pressure following this whole FTX thing. And this is primarily what his argument here is also is. So basically, Marcus, he's saying that the crypto winter will likely last until 2025. He's arguing that bad actors have a lot to answer for, and their specter will remain with the crypto industry beyond 2023. And he's also saying, let's read this right here, it will take a couple of years for the market to recover from the abuse of unscrupulous players and all these companies going under, and primarily the biggest one being FTX, and for responsible regulation to come through finally. Consumer trust is also going to take a few years to rebuild, but ultimately I believe this will prove to be a beneficial reset for legitimate industry players over the long run. And that's true. These bad players are, instilling this bad reputation on crypto in general, when the crypto, there's nothing wrong with crypto. Something is wrong with the people in crypto. And that's why these kinds of situations are a purge. So he's right about this, but he's saying that unfortunately that even a 2024 halving is not going to save the day, as he's saying right here. So specifically, it's 4-year halving cycles, which tend to produce growth in specific years, may see a challenge. So, and this is something that I probably is a bit too pessimistic. Guys, tell me what do you guys think in the comments. The years of creating a token out of thin air and making millions are over. And he's right, because a lot of the regulation is going to come, and a lot of people are going to probably go to jail for selling unregistered securities, etc. And it's a good thing that people cannot just create a token out of thin air and just scam people. This is amazing. So he reserved special attention for Bitcoin Lightning Network, and this is important, which he said will start to show promise as the world's most effective, open, interoperable, cheap, real-time payment protocol. So Bitcoin isn't going anywhere, and it's actually developing thanks to Bitcoin Lightning Network. So even though I don't really believe that his outlook is right, that we're going to see crypto winter until 2025. I think that this is a bit too pessimistic. I think that we're going to still see the bottom of the market. And again, we're going to move to the chart in just a second after we talk about Blackrock and what's happening right now, which is crazy. So this is a bit too pessimistic, but nonetheless, he's quite right about the fact that the whole FTX collapse has set us back a couple of years, unfortunately. So now moving on to this right here. So while we're saying, US lawmakers scrambling for answers and for regulation, this guy is very pessimistic. But at the same time, BIS actually on December the 16th, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision finalized a standard for banks to monitor and manage their exposure to crypto assets. So if you don't know what BIS actually is, BIS is basically a bank for all the central banks. And finally, they've actually decided that from January the 1st, 2025, so the committee has requested that national regulators implemented by January 1st, 2025, central banks will be allowed, if you want to go to Google, you can find this article and check out all the smallest details. But basically what it says is that central banks will be allowed to hold up to 2% of their reserves in cryptocurrencies. And this is pretty crazy. So when all they have to do is report that they actually hold some crypto, and that's it. And what kind of crypto? Because there's going to be two groups, group 1 and group 2 of assets. And they're basically group 1 being, very high cap cryptos, etc. And then group 2 is being smaller ones. So, and that's pretty much it. So this is really bullish. And this is bringing me, so while we were saying regulation coming and flushing down the toilet all the rubbish, we're seeing BIS, which actually hates crypto, coming out and responding to all the desire of the central banks, etc. And understands that it's the future, is allowing it to hold up to 2% of reserves in actual cryptocurrencies. BlackRock is not sleeping, and BlackRock understands this stuff. So now let's move on to the craziest part before we talk about the chart, and that is this right here. BlackRock lends money to bankrupt Bitcoin miner Core Scientific. So the firm committed $17 million in loans to keep the miner running. So basically, I know that $17 million isn't very much, but look at what Goldman Sachs is doing. It's considering to buy out some of these bankrupt companies, or the ones that are the crypto companies that are in trouble. Look at BlackRock, what they're doing. They are the smartest asset managers in the world. Certainly they make mistakes sometimes, but if crypto would have been a Ponzi, trust me, they wouldn't be putting millions and millions of dollars of their customers into it. I mean, these people know better than me, you, and anybody else probably watching this video. Then when they're going in, when everybody's going out, they're actually going in. And this is so bullish, this is incredible. I mean, if it would have been all just rubbish, they wouldn't be putting money into it. Not 1 cent. I'm not even talking about $17 million for just one crypto miner. So this is bullish, guys. Now, next. Now, what I think is most important, I just removed all the drawings from my chart, and this is the daily chart of Bitcoin. So what I'm thinking right now, most important pattern that we have is this wedge right here. And I personally, honestly think that it's going to break. And in my opinion, we could see some kind of price action, go a little bit lower, and then finally break above, in my humble opinion, because remember, these kinds of wedges are actually bullish patterns. But I think that it's going to take us a little bit of time, probably the first quarter of 2023 of this year, and it's going to probably put the price closer to like $14,000 before we finally break out of it right here. But again, it doesn't mean it's going to be the start of the bull market, because if we're going to go to the weekly chart, then we're going to see it's not going to be that very much. Maybe we'll revisit something like 23,000, but then again, maybe pull back a little bit again lower. Everybody's going to be pessimistic, then jog along, and then finally already with the next halving actually take off closer to the end of 2024, and then deeper into 24 where we're going to see the halving, as usually we do. This is when we're going to see like higher price action. So this, guys and girls, gives an incredible opportunity to actually start accumulating, even if this pricing model is a bit wrong and we're going to consolidate somewhere here and then go up around $10,000. Still, like, what's the difference if we're going to be just averaging out the entry price? The potential outcome of this whole move, the next halving, this next potential super cycle, is just going to be like, it doesn't matter, you buy it in at 16,000, 10,000. Short term, there is a difference, yes, but long term, you won't really feel the difference that very much. That's why I keep buying bit by bit and step by step. Guys and girls, tell me what you guys think down in the comments. And as always, check out this tutorial so that you know how to trade properly. And as always, peace and love, Tom Scrollo. Stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.